guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about the balance changes that just got, or not just got dropped, like they were dropped a week ago, but then additional ones were added. So let's actually start with those additional ones. So first of all, Gara Kud is losing equality. That's a pretty good change since people have been losing to it because of equality slipstream and the fact that it has already such low health and you can just run max speed because of slipstream. So it just nukes walls. So yeah, that's a good change. Gleam Spire it was buffed to 85 base power, which is good because 70 was too low, especially when compared to the move it got Crystal Storm. So basically, I'm gonna be skipping over the Crystal Storm buff, but Crystal Storm got buffed to 100 base power, and Gleam Spire barely did more damage than Crystal Storm. So it's good that it got buffed to 80 base power, so it has a lot more power than Crystal Storm in, well, it's its face, Celebration. And Sintelisk lost Foreign Substance. A lot of people have been asking for this, and to be honestly, I don't really mind it having foreign substance, but a lot of people wanted it to lose foreign substance, so it lost foreign substance. So yeah, that's good for them. That's good that they have listened. Snake Strike has been reverted. Now, I will go over the Snake Strike change. The Snake Strike change was buffing the base power to 80 and making it so it always had it had a 100% chance to increase attack. And there was also contact, which contact didn't matter because they ran a night shield. Now, the reason why this was reverted, because one, uh, it got buffed for basically without any nerfs. Triumph was already a silly little matchup fish, and making an even better matchup fish was problematic, even if it's slow. They also buffed its attack, so yeah. Even if it's by 5, that's still like, oh wow, why would you do that? And second thing is, it was actually suggested to also have a trait nerf to where secondary effects with Tri Snake wouldn't proc would only proc on the first hit. So, um, this is an example. Try buffed Snake Strike. What? Snake Strike would hit 3 times. Only the first hit would boost your damage. But I'm going to assume it was uncodable because Wish didn't add that part in the changes. He just added buff Snake Strike. So yeah, that kind of sucks. But now it's reverted, and Chive Estiv is now just back to being your average little matchup fish that can actually be dealt. Now Hydro Burst got buffed by 5 accuracy, which still not great, but hey, it's better than 8 accuracy or 80 accuracy, but whatever, that's fine. Stage Trick works on moves that aren't super effective too. Basically, Muff, Misty Fox, sorry, Misty Fox, Misty Fox, my Misty Fox, yes. Stage Trick got insanely nerfed in exchange for its stats and Siphon Soul. Now, unfortunately, the Stage Trick nerf was it went to 5 base power, or not 5 base power, 5 uses, only works on super effective moves, and is now forced repetition instead of swapping them out. So not only Stage Trick got gutted on a doodle who's not even that good. It's like, it's insane. Also, if you hear thundering, I'm outside. So yeah, you're gonna hear a lot of weird noises unless they get like filtered out. But anyway, and then we'll just go over the buffs while we're here. It got Siphon Soul at printing or level 85, we don't know which, and then it lost 5 attack and gained 5 speed and 5 magical attack. So that's cool. Anyway, and then the last thing, Kinglith is getting pylons back, which not a lot of people like Kingler with Pylons. They think it's very, very, very annoying. And personally, I'm one of those people. I don't like it because I don't know. I just don't like the combo of Burning Orb or Pylons because like I can't remove Pylons without this guy just being slower than me and just setting them back up. Like I don't even think it should have Pylons in the first place, if I'm being honest. But it's not looking like it's gonna change, so whatever. I'll just suck it up and deal with it. It's not that big of a deal. Anyway, let's go into actual buffs. But first, bans. I forgot about bans. Espresso was banned from rank due to being uncompetitive, and it can be cheesy. So, like, if you lost to Espresso, it's okay. It can't hurt you anymore. Lube Jelly was also banned because it's also unhealthy, and there's no real clean way to rework it currently. Apparently, quote unquote, no clean solution. Anyway, let's go on to some distributions. Tsunami Drop has been finally distributed to Octonut, Cathalos, Umaisho, Milzuri, Keltmer, Bionic, and Cranny. Now, the funny thing is, Milzuri gets it at level 83. Why 83? Like, granted, Bionic gets it at 72, but 83 is insane. I don't know. That's like 3 keys, bro. Like, what? Bro, we're not gonna be alive in 3 keys. Like, what is this? Whatever, it's fine. Anyway, foreign substance cut distribution. Artifixie, Tuning Pyro, Fluppy, Polyhair, and Salferno. That's fine. All of these guys, except for Fluppy, actually deserve this. Fluppy never ran it, but you know what? That's just in case. That's okay. I'm okay with that. And then Quality of Life move pool changes. Ukraine actually getting moves. Protect is turning into Airstrike at level 16. It's getting Aerostorm. Aerostorm is moved up to level 52. Aerial is level 44. Murmur is level 56. Nosedive is level 60, and Hydraulic Crash is 64. So this guy actually has a move pool now, which is cool. Because his move pool ended at literally 44. And that is crazy. And ending a move pool at 44 was insane. Anyway, Dramask got Laser and Shadow Bolt at level 1. Just some quality of life move pool changes. Now, let's go on to the nerfs, since the nerfs are actually first up on the list. Alkachem's signature ability is now caps at 30%. Big Vortex got nerfed from 20 to 10. Video game controller, got changed to the user now is immune to glitching. Now let me explain that. Video game controller is kind of a cancer anti-setup, tool, because what it did originally was it prevented you from being forced out. So setup sweepers, like bulky, can somewhat sustain themselves, setup sweepers. What in the world is a sweeper? Anyway, basically, they could just stay on the field, and they couldn't be forced out or anything. So they could just constantly set up, and meanwhile, the things with Mock Charge and Commanding Blow or whatever just could not force it out. Unless the only way they could force it out is statusing. But even then, you would have to have foreign substances. Poison wouldn't do enough damage. Burn, it really depends. Burn, para, it really depends on the status you use. But disease would have been the most effective, but I'm pretty sure it would have been able to heal those off, depending on how many boosts this does. Orivalis, or no, not Orivalis, Mech. Nautilus is 30% now. It lost 4, and now it has Ascending Flow. Apparently, people have been losing to Nept because of foreign substance. I'm not too sure. I personally haven't had this problem, but yeah, I guess people have. Sorry. Anyway, Orivalis, we already talked about the Gleam Spire thing, but I'll explain what it did. Gleam Spire, 70 base power, which is not true. It is 85 base power now. And it is now, instead of being a boost, like a +1, it is 50% more damage in Celebration. So, yeah. And then it got Crystal Storm, like I said. Pika Trice got nerfed. Well, quote-unquote nerfed. Female is fine. This is the nerf mainly for male. Talon Strike is now a high base power, 80% chance to crit, no contact, no longer priority. Basically, reworking it so male can't use it effectively and has to stick with Swift Hook, which isn't going to do that much damage, which is okay. Holy Hair, I'm just going to say it now, compared to everything else here, it got a slap on the wrist. Other than Salafreno. Basically, everything compared to Holy Hair, compared to everything else here, got a slap on the wrist. We're just going to say that. But it's just that. So, Holy Hair is healed 30% of the missing health, like Refresh. No longer flat healing. Flat heal, which is good. That's good. However, compared to everything else on this list, like I said, is slap on the wrist, because Holy Hair barely suffered. And the Awaken also barely suffered. I mean, the Awaken did need to suffer. The Awaken wasn't much of a problem. It was mainly base, but the Awaken also had to be changed because -2 Sickly Sweet is a little too much. Thankfully, the Awaken didn't suffer too much either. So, that's cool. Salafreno, Boiling Point is now 75 base power. Thank God. That's not going to change much, but it's okay. My water type will take less damage now. Kingless, huge nerf, by the way. Huge, massive nerf. King's Edict is now, when above 50% health, 20% damage taken, or 20% more damage taken. Below 50% health, wait. Oh no, 20% more damage dealt, my bad. Below 50%, 20% less damage taken. So this is a good rework. I like this rework, because it's not -1. It's also constant. It doesn't benefit Awaken anyway, and it makes base somewhat okay, but I don't even want to use, I mean, I would use base if it had Lewis Prayer back, but it doesn't. Instead it got Pylons, which sucks, but you know what? Whatever. I already complained about this. Minus Pylons, which is intriguing because it has Pylons still. Lewis Prayer equals Fiery Slash, which is good because it has a consistent fire stab now that isn't Heat Bash, and we all know it's Heat Bash, so no one wants it. Earth Surge, I level 62. Good. And then Siege is basically magical hidden power, or hidden strength. And it lost Flames of Kahina because of that. Obviously, nobody would like Flames of Kahina on the magical hidden strength guide. So yeah, that's good. The Awaken got nerfed, but kind of got compensation. -10 attack, which is fine, that's good. And then +10 defense, just to make up for its attack nerf and the base got. Wolf Freeze is losing melee coverage altogether, and it lost Reckless Charge for Assail or Ready to Fight. Now, obviously, it already lost Assail, so it's going to be Ready to Fight. Now, this Wolf Freeze nerf is good. I wouldn't want Wolf Freeze to be gutted. Actually, Rush suggestion. There was a suggestion for Rush to be changed to 50% permanent speed. However, that would kill Seraphine, and Seraphine's already dead in the dirt. However, it seems like that didn't make it through, so Seraphine, quote-unquote, lives another day. Anyway, Metal Elytra. Malware Mangle was changed to 80 base power and 5 uses. That's pretty nice. That's a decent rework. It's not spammable, but it does damage when you do click it. And then it lost recharge for Electro Slash. Kind of upsetting to see my goat get nerfed, even though he barely had a season. Actually, no, he had 2 seasons. Never mind, he had 2 seasons. He'll be fine. 2 seasons to shine in the light. Unfortunately, people don't like auto hazards. I mean, I also don't like auto hazards. It's just I didn't really have a problem with Metal Elytra because I don't know. I was using Draft Baton. Maybe that was it. Anyway, Parasect Seeds getting a huge nerf from 12.5% damage to 8% damage, and then in Garden it is 12.5 damage to down 20%. That is a huge nerf for Seeds. Awakened Holy Hair has been killed, maybe. I don't know, I'm not sure. Anyway, Parasect Seeds. Hydro Burst has been buffed to 10 uses instead of 5. No longer drops magical defense. This is more of a rework than the nerf. I'm happy with this. However, the accuracy not getting buffed, well, it did, but not really a huge buff. Kinda sucks, because you still wouldn't use this wave, honestly. And then Sulfur Plume, again, got a nice rework. Why Sulfur Plume got an accuracy buff and not Hydro Burst? it also kept its its side effect of poisoning even though it's decreased. I don't get that. I don't get why it kept that when sulfur with hydro burst didn't get accuracy buff, but whatever, sure. Anyway, sulfur plume was buffed to 10 uses, 90% accuracy, and was nerfed to 20% poison chance. Good rework overall. Julian Pyro getting a huge nerf here, which I say quote unquote huge because first of all, no one used quick thinking, and barely anyone used foreign substance. Foreign substance is a good nerf, but barely anyone used it. If I'm being honest, so yeah, it lost quick thinking, foreign substance. Yeah, uh, those were barely used. I used it. I used foreign substance. It was broken, but no one else used foreign substance, which is weird. I don't get it. Anyway, next we got Jingle Arc interaction change. It is now. Where is it? I lost it. Hold on. Yeah. It is now Jelly. Oh wait, no, wait. Jelly Sink. My bad. Not Jingle Arc. Jelly Sink is disabled after Jalopy A dies. So people can't just kill off their Jalopy A's anymore, and yeah. I don't really know what that changes, but if they accidentally kill off their Jalopy A, that's their fault. They can't use Loop Jelly anymore. Anyway, Gift Jelly and Jingle Arc A interaction. Revival Doodles, Bongo, and Exoskulls only trigger this once. So basically, uh, my someone discovered that Gift Jelly procs 3 times, and it can't be disarmed. So basically, you got a disarmable, the non, you can't disarm the item, or you couldn't disarm the item. You still can't. And it procs 3 times. So Bungo became a merchant, and someone made a whole team around it, which is currently in the finals of a tournament. So that really says a lot. Anyways, we are now onto the reworked Squonk and Grembel. Only works 1 time per swapping. I don't know what that means, but sure. Ugly now procs when Squonk uses a support move or when hit. Now basically, I don't really think this change. Well, actually, no. I don't know. This change is weird to me because I didn't really see anyone. That's a lie. I saw people complain. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking. This change is weird to me, but people have complained about it, so I understand. And incitement now procs when Grembel hits or uses an attacking move, which I argue is kind of better because you actually get to choose when you can taunt something. And you can like taunt an off defensive guy like who walls you and they're trying to click like heal or something. So you can like go nah and like taunt them. Honestly, I might use that because that sounds like a pretty decent wall breaker, even if it's not a damage booster. Because like, imagine auto taunting your wall. That's like huge because your wall not only can't heal, but you chip it down slowly every single time it swaps it. So yeah, that's pretty nice. Awakened Fancy got reworked. It is now crystal. It is now crystal poison. It got 20. It got 20 speed. It says 85 on here, but it's actually 90 since its speed is 70. Um, it lost 25 magical attack, so it's now 80 base magical attack, and it got 5 attack. Good stat rework. And then Foul Welcome got a rework. Originally, it was supposed to be renamed Hoarder, but it's still called Foul Welcome. Foul Welcome got reworked to contact moves disable opponent's held item for 3 turns, and affected duels take 25% more damage from Fancy any moves. Anyway, and then it got Crystal Cut instead of printing, Crystal Cut instead of protect by printing, blah. And then got a quick strike level 1. And Awaken Hollyhair, this is the rework I was talking about. Awaken Hollyhair got changed to on Switch. It's basically normal Sickly Sweet plus old Signal Jammer. So when it's hit, always lowers magical attack. Oh, whoops. When it's hit, always lowers magical attack, and when it swaps in, always lowers magical attack by 1. Dayferno got buffed. Got plus it lost heal from printing. And it got Dark Blast from printing. And then it got heal in Tutor just in case it didn't have heal anywhere else. So yeah. Anyway. Awaken Aroma Flora. Parasitic Seeds Oh no! When using Parasitic Seeds in Summon's Garden, you now take 25% chance for 25% less damage from effective tools. So not only you summon Garden, but you also take less damage. But it was nerfed to 25%. Basically, sorry, that's my dog. Basically a pretty fine rework. Personally, I just wouldn't use Awakened Aromaflora. I just use base because base is way better. I don't care what anyone says. Like, you just look at base and it's like, oh hey, plant light with refresh. Why would I not use that? Anyway, Awakened Thornet also got buffed. Actually, this and Awakened Firmorph were going to get reworks, but Wish didn't like the idea of constant chip for 3 turns, so he scrapped both of them. However, Awakened Thornet still got buffed. So minus 10 magical attack, plus 15 defense, and plus 5 attack. So yeah, that's a good buff for Awakened Thornet. I don't know if it'll be used, but I think people will want to use it. Anyway, Trick It. Trick Is it Trick It? I don't know how to pronounce this. My bad. Spicefield now seasoned at the end of the turn and not on swapping. That's good. Par Colonel. Colonel. I don't know why I pronounce Colonel Scatter activates on food status moves plus Cakewalk. This guy doesn't get Chocolate Rain anymore, so yeah, be thankful. Anyway, we already went over the nerf with Misty Fox, so we're not going to go over that. Clear Cut Ore is now works like similar to Soulbreaker. Or I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm pretty sure Soulbreaker. Anyway, now reads physical moves bypass 25% of the target's defense. And Aerostol, Serpentine, and Noctorix actually get it. So Noctorix is the only guy to actually use this, but that's good because Noctorix may see some usage. I don't know. Sharpen Noctorix may see some usage. I'll need to do some calcs on this later, but not sure. Caramello, which absolutely got body slammed, by the way. Minus Sharpen, plus Ravenous Rush, and Crispy, the attack stat now boosted by 75% higher, while Burnt takes double damage from Burnt. So basically, Caramel just absolutely got nerfed. Not only is it's forced to use the weaker attack stat, it also has no coverage on that attack stat, other than Daze and Ambush. And obviously, those aren't good. So yeah, Caramel this is just straight up a nerf. I don't know why this has been reworked. This is straight up a nerf. The one guy who uses Crispy Caramello was upset. I understand why he was upset, because Ano was like, hey, let me someone was saying rework Crispy, and instead of ignoring it like he does with everything else, he's like, okay, sure, I'll rework Crispy. And yeah, this is not rework, this is a nerf. Anyway, Awakened Gordo. Water type moves do 25% more damage, cures burn at the end of the party, cures the party's burn on use, and immune to burn. So this is a good buff for Grotto. However, I don't really think this buff is going to help it, because its main problem is having 80 defense. Anyway, Imperial Flame got Guardian. That's good, I guess. I don't really know about that, but it's good, basically. Mineral Cannon now lowers magical defense instead of physical defense. The reason why it lowered physical defense in the first place is because Mineral Cannon used to be a physical move. That's the whole reason. Anyway, Malzuri getting a move learn set rework. Gets Rust at 30, Rust at level 30, Crystal Cut at level 33, Hyper Voice instead of Wave Shot at level 43, and it gets Wave Shot via Tutor now. And then Crystal Storm at level 58, replacing Hyper Voice. Good. Gobblegoo getting Forward Substance from Tutor, and Chemical Cleave at level 27 Headbutt. Livian getting Recombobulate instead of Headbutt at level 20. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure Gobblegoo used to have Chemical Cleave, actually, and then just lost it. I don't remember. And Ferrocolt losing Protect for Rusty Roots. Okay, those are the reworks, by the way. We are now onto the buffs, okay? So Sombrok Hard Candy is now immune to fire type moves and burn. It was gutted last season for some reason, so yeah, that's good. Emoticat impersonate also boosts damage by 25%, 20%. Seraphim plus 10 speed and Icefall. Awaken Cragilday, Crag Ilday. Grounded attacking moves ground the opponent. Earth type moves always deal 25% more damage. Good. Crystal Storm, once again, I said already 100 base power now. The Fungus now boosts draining moves by 30% or 1.3 times. Oniraijin getting toughened for some reason. Skidian getting Arctic Blitz and Hydraulic Crash next key at level 63 and 67. Grufflin getting Pygag. Speckatek getting Mandible Wound at level 65. Werewolf finally getting Hidden Run after 3 seasons of it being suggested. Scarfox getting Arctic Blitz at level 65. Spunny getting Careless Assault at level 68. And Shadow Lurk at level 1. Almatrot and Majestic getting Careless Assault via printing. Steed losing a takeout for Hidden Run. Obviously, who likes unblockable pivot on really strong guys? Not me, that's for sure. Jack-o'-lantern getting Hidden Run for some reason. Not gonna save it, but whatever. Just Roll getting Quick Thinking and Hyper Voice, so that's pretty cool. Henchum getting Vampiric Strike and at level 65. It's starting to rain, so if you hear that in the background, my apologies. Valence getting Mind Empowerment, and Grave Scrambler description updated to clarify. Zappler getting Swift Hook via printing. Lancelot losing Calming Melody for Energy Wave. Jinglark getting Spear Bomb and Final Gambit. Partybug getting Hidden Run. Nimbel getting Flicker at level 64. Perkle's getting Hidden Run for some reason. Scarce Lunge now deals two times damage to dark types instead of 50%. Gathalos getting some Tsunami Drop as stated before. Tainted Water for some reason and Rust. I thought it had Rust. Apparently it doesn't have Rust, but I don't know why it got Tainted Water. Ukraini, we're gonna ignore Tsunami Drop. Getting Lure's Prayer and Final Gambit via Twitter and printing. Garakud, once again, getting Icy Slash, Venom Bite, and Unguarded Strike. Lasergen, or Unguarded Strike at level 65, my bad. Lasergen is getting Careless Assault via printing. Psychonetic Launch. Oh, wait, Fruitoad getting plus heal. This is for the Fruitoad users who, in fact, refuse to get new Fruitoads after they evolved theirs too early. I'm calling you out, yes. Psychonetic Launch and Vine Grasp going from 85 base power to 90 base power. Drain Life becoming basically Draining Kiss, going to 50 base power and 75% healing. Salcow is getting Disarm, and then Polargeist is getting Siphon Soul at level 64. And Frostbite is now level 68 instead of 66. Oh, and also, the Awakened Inferno is getting a new trait called Natural Calamity. Natural Calamity on switch and summons a field. Fire types do 25% more damage, and Cursed Doodles take 1/8 chip damage per turn. That's it. Those are all the changes. Honestly, these changes, at first I was a little hyped. Now it was like some of these are like kind of good, kind of meh. I'm mostly excited for the werewolf change. Oh wait, did I skip Serp? I skipped Serp. Hold on. Wait. I accidentally skipped Serp. Where's Serp? I think I skipped over it. Yeah, I did because Valen's fact text covered it. Serpent Seam getting Flaunt via evolution. So yeah, those are all the changes. All the changes. My bad. All the changes now. Personally, the ones I'm excited for are Hidden Run Partybug, Hidden Run Werewolf, Flaunt Serp, because that's a real metal type now. Hidden Run Werewolf, as I said, 100 base power Crystal Storm. And then I'd say Milzuri Move Pool reworked, because Milzuri Move Pool is dog water, right? Almost said a bad word there. Dog water. And it's bad. It's just bad. Anyway, that's it. This video is kind of low quality because I meant to do it like yesterday, but I just didn't. So now we're here. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you also like the doubles gameplay in the background. This is your doubles video for you, if you pay attention to that. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Uh, have a good day, night, wherever you live, and I'll see you next time.